Hello, my name is Patrick Gunning, and you are currently tuned into What Am I Saying? A show which I talk about random things. Here on episode 16, which being the final episode for the show, I'm going to be talking about a lot of effort being put in, and I have tried to put a lot of effort being put in into doing this show, and here's the final result of it. Enjoy. And also, I'm going to start this show right now. Writing a lot of scripts for each episode of this show and for other shows that I have been doing took a bit of time and effort into the writing and editing of those scripts done, but it's worth the time of doing all of them. Putting a lot of effort into doing a task, including doing this, may have its rewards, experience, and also the knowledge that comes along with it, so it can be used to help others if they are in the same position that you once in. Putting a lot of time and effort can be one of the few signs of on if you are enjoying doing these things that you are doing when doing a task and getting it done if possible. Putting a lot of effort into doing an activity might be a positive sign or even a good thing for someone else to see if they can do the same thing or something similar. Putting a lot of effort really means a lot to someone. Good things and rewards of any kind would come along to those who put a bit or a lot of effort into doing an activity or even a task than those who don't really try to do or take it away from others for some kind of reason. Efforts involves putting a bit of or a lot of time into doing a task and not take any cut corners whatsoever, would have a good or even a best result in return from it. The quality of a project when coming to putting a lot of effort has been way better or even the best than those who do not put a lot of effort into doing the task and result in poor quality. Putting a lot of effort into doing a task is one of the many ways of being a good role model for others who are doing the very same thing as what you are doing. Putting a lot of effort into doing a task of some sort, no matter what that task could be, is a sign if that person is capable of doing any other tasks or if they can do something similar in the future. Putting a lot of effort is more towards being in a positive position than not putting a lot of effort, which it more towards being in a negative position. Putting a lot of effort into doing some sort of task is a good thing for everyone around to see if that one single person can do it, and then anyone else can also do it as well. Putting a lot of effort into doing any task may result in some sort of rewards depending on if someone sees or hears and if they are impressed by the quality or the way that the task it was done, even if it's done differently as it should. People, no matter who they are, when putting a lot of effort into doing things, may at times the nicest people to have around them. Putting effort can show others that you are or willing to be put up to do the task. There are people out there who would try to ruin someone's effort in doing a task or even take credits away from them, but if someone else finds out that they are trying to ruin it for them, then they themselves are the ones who would be ruining it as well. Having a lot of effort going along a bit more than just one showing off the skills or the talent that an individual may have. Good things would come to those individuals who put a lot of effort into doing the hard work in whatever job that they are currently doing at the time. Having to put effort in somewhat not only a good thing but the best thing to have around when coming to doing the hard work for anyone. Putting a lot of effort into doing things is more than just good and also positive things than as a negative one. Putting a lot of effort being put in has its benefits, but also its advantages to it as well. Not putting effort has its disadvantages, and it's not going anywhere. A lot of effort being put in is equal to putting a lot of hard work into doing some sort of task that the individual themselves might be doing during that time. A lot of effort being put in is like trying hard when putting into doing something that you want to do. Putting a lot of effort bringing the best things out of individuals around. Most of the good people would put a lot of effort into doing their tasks, no matter what that task that they are doing. A lot of effort into doing their tasks, which would result in getting new skills when doing those tasks. Putting a lot of effort is proof on how trustworthy that an individual could be for everyone in how they do a job. Putting a lot of effort into doing a job or a task with a bit of time adding to it is a wonderful thing to have around. Putting a lot of effort being put into something that the individual is doing could result in that the task going way better than no one would expect. A lot of effort into doing some sort of activity or challenge is not just good for your physical health, but also for your mental health as well, because you giving your brain a workout with all that thinking that has been done around when effort has been out into it, has been put into it. I have to say that you have come to the end of the very last episode of What Am I Saying for the time being, and I have to also say that I have been putting a bit of time into writing and editing the scripts, as well as recording and editing the audio. And after all the episodes I did, it nearly or close to 10 minutes of playtime, with some that are a few seconds over 10 minutes. And if I wanted to do more episodes in What Am I Saying in the future, it will take time. I would have to decide if I want to do it then. But for the time being, I'm just not going to do as much. And my final says for this time is to say bye bye to every one of you listeners. The following production has been written, edited, presented, and produced by Patrick Gunning and copyrighted in 2023 by Patrick Gunning, or PFGUN0 for short.